What up, YouTube family? Welcome to From Indicted to Invited. Go on ahead and hit that like button, cash app upper left hand corner. I got a special episode for y'all today. I'm here with my man, Mr. Darnell Godfrey. 27 years served, y'all. Just got out of what day?
I got out November the 19th, 2022.
November 19, 2022. So you got locked up in 95.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
September.
California State?
Yes.
California State.
Yes, sir.
I want y'all to know, this is 53 brother, y'all. This is my brother's brother. This is my brother too. I just met him, man, a few months ago. So, hey, this is my brother too. Yes, 27 sir. Years served. So you got hit with the 3-strike law?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. What you get caught with on the 3rd strike?
I had a handgun and some marijuana.
How much marijuana?
Less than 2 pounds.
Less than 2 pounds?
Yes, sir.
You went to trial?
Yes, I did.
You went to trial?
With a paid attorney.
With a paid attorney?
Yes, but it was like I was in there alone because they ate him up due to the fact that he was black. I got him from Black Law Institute, at least my parents did, thinking about getting a black person in there to represent me, it would help me, but it didn't.
Right.
And I was in Torrance Court in California, and to ate him alive.
All right.
You know, 25 to life, 20. They never got off of that. It was like a song.
Yeah.
You know, when you just keep hitting the same lyric.
Right.
25. That's all they talked about.
You was out of Long Beach?
No, actually, I was out of L.A. at that time
LA.
due to the fact that we had just moved to Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
But it was L.A. County. And I got arrested in L.A. County, and the L.A. County, Inglewood, their superior court is in Torrance.
Torrance, yeah.
And that's how I got to Torrance.
Are you affiliated with anybody?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right. So how was it in the, tell me a little about the California State Prison as far as not being affiliated.
It's not really hard due to the fact that it's always somebody that knows somebody else.
Right.
So for me, a lot of my family members was known due to the fact of them being in California longer than I.
Right.
And I can mention certain names, and they would, oh, okay, you, whoop's cousin. Or,
Right.
You know, so it really was, to be honest, it wasn't hard for me. Just not with our race, but the other races, it's hard for everybody black. You know, for us Hispanics. You know, we always have some turmoil with other races.
Other races, yeah.
So that always put me in the mix, even if I'm not involved.
Right.
So, yes.
Let's talk about your doing that much time. Do you feel like you lost something mentally?
Well, I think I lost something in my heart. You know, I lost faith in the system as far as my behavior, because I believe that 25 to life is designated for someone who have done more serious crimes.
Right.
25 to life, I don't believe I deserve that. I believe I deserve some time because I did have an illegal handgun. I was working and selling marijuana on the side.
Right.
But I believe that I shouldn't have had to sit in prison for 27 years for that.
Right. I agree with you on that. Tell me about prison, bro. Like, just tell me about the mentality of doing that kind of time. Tell the people some of the stuff that you went through.
Well, I experienced a lot of things, you know. First of all, it was a culture shock because things has changed.
Right.
And by going into the system, even the mentality of the officers and administration has changed, particularly toward minorities. It seems as though, you know, it's funny when I come home, you know, they talk about the COVID and everything. Even toilet paper was a big deal in there.
Right.
You know, it's funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
So I don't believe I lost a lot mentally because I have what you call a hypertension problem. I always have to be doing something.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going to see a specialist soon, and he had mentioned that he may have to put me on hypertension. No, it's called hypertension pills, which leads his blood pressure.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that's what kept me alive in there. Always moving around.
Yeah.
Playing sports.
I did the
going
same
to school,
thing. I did the same thing.
You know, boxing, basketball, weightlifting. You know, all these things kind of kept me alive in there. But prison has really, really changed. I mean, as far as sexuality, you have a lot of men that's transgender now.
Right.
You have a lot of guys that's on medication now due to the fact that all the extreme time that they're receiving.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys have suffered. You know, a lot of us has mental and emotional problems before we went to prison.
Right.
So by going to prison and being sheltered like that, it kind of puts a strain on your brain cells sitting in a box like that.
Box, yeah. So, let me ask you, I said this in one of my videos, right? Everybody in prison pays.
We do. You know, it's true.
You know, hey, Sully, can I get the floor today? You get the floor from...
It's a true statement.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody sings and you know, it's always adventure in there. It's always something going on.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody, yes, they do pace. If you go to the yard, right, you can see actually walk trenches where guys don't walk so much. In that circle. And you see the grass spot.
The grass spot.
Around,
all the way around.
and around.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, but it's actually a shame,
man,
too.
you can start seeing that shit in that concrete, too.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Actually, you can.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, emotionally, yes, I suffer because I'm human.
Right.
But it didn't put me to the point to where I'm angry at people. I didn't come out here with that attitude.
Right,
you know, I'm blessed to still have my parents, you know, and I have a good girl on my side. I have a son. So things, by communicating, it kept me alive. By knowing I have my family there, they're dependent on me to stay strong, to stay healthy, to stay focused, to have my appearance and my body and not come out of there like like I got like I'm whooped.
Yeah, defeated.
Which I'm not.
You're not.
You know, it's just the fact that, you know, here, my heart, I don't understand how I done that to myself. Step into that bear trap like that.
Right.
Because I knew it was out there. But I said, they'll never get me with that.
Right.
You know, and that's what happens. When you believe in your head and in your heart that something can't happen to you, that's not a good belief system to be under. Because anything can happen. And I had to learn that.
Let's talk about that night.
Well, that night I got off work. You know, I was in Long Beach, and the female I was with at that time, I had bought a leather jacket earlier that day from the Long Beach Mall. I was living on north side of Long Beach, and I called myself going to run down there because I have an auntie, and she's dreadlocked. And I was going to take some marijuana to her, and because I actually wasn't selling anything that day. I was going to take a pound down there to her for someone else in my family. And I called myself showering. The weather was kind of okay. I had my little jacket on, had the windows cracked, had my little music on. I was feeling pretty good. I worked earlier that day. I was working for Dominguez Detail in Carson, California. And I got off the freeway and I felt weird. It's just a weird feeling that came over me. Like something's not right here. And as soon as I got off the freeway, police passed me. I'm going north, they're going south. They turned their car around. He said he followed me at a distance with his lights out. So I'm like, well, I was just saying to myself, I wonder why he looking at me. My tag's up to date. I have insurance. I work. I just got my little sticker that you get in the corner. I had just received my sticker in the mail.
Right.
So I'm like, I wonder why is that? So I just went on about my business. So I pulled in the yard. He said the reason he was following me, he said I did a California stop. I never heard that term before in my life.
Right.
I never heard a California stop is a stop where you don't stop your car completely.
Right.
And he said I floated through the stop sign, what got his attention. But that's not what got his attention.
Right. He lying.
My face.
Yeah, he saw you, yeah.
I'm not saying race, which we know it is, but it's my face.
Right.
He got his attention. You know? And I pull in the yard.
Wait a minute, you saw him in passing and he turned around?
I didn't see him turn around.
Oh, okay.
He just looked at me. We caught eyes because I was in the van. So I looked down at him. He looked down at me. We was on a small, skinny street in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And the street is so real skinny.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder why he looking at me like that. I'm saying in my head, so I'm not paying him no attention. I pull in the yard. I get out the car, get ready to go into the place of residence where I was headed, which is my family member's home. And I did have a handgun. I reached in my pocket and put my handgun in my pocket.
Mm.
I'm way down the long driveway, and he said that in court he saw me put the gun in my pocket at night because it was dusk, getting ready to be dark. Right. It's already dark, but it was getting darker.
Right.
It was in the evening. He said he saw me. This is a back house in Inglewood. A lot of people from LA would know how a lot of them residents. Yeah. He said he seen me put a handgun way big in my pocket from way down there.
Right.
And that was his reason for pulling in the yard. And the California stop. He said to write me a ticket. Now, if you were going to write a ticket, this is what my attorney said. He was good to a point. If you're going to write me a ticket, that's why they have police procedure. They have a red light on top of the car.
Right.
If I made a traffic stop, don't you think you're supposed to pull me over?
Right.
Ask for my driver's license?
You're right.
Write a ticket?
Right.
But he didn't do that. He wanted to know where I was going, what I was doing, why I look like I do, why my van looked like it do, and I know he have something in that car.
Right.
And they was right.
Right.
That night. So that's what happened, man. It just was, I just felt a weird emotion. It was like, something's not right here. And another thing, my family member where I was going has a dog. That night, the dog wasn't out because he normally bark when he get excited because he know me and know the car.
Creeping up on the yard too.
Absolutely. And he wasn't even out that night. So it was real strange.
So you feel like, man, it was like a kind of like a karmatic kind of feeling, like maybe you were supposed to go down on this day?
No, I just felt something weird. That's why I normally would leave my weapon in the car, particularly when I'm just going to be there for a short period of time.
Right, and you're over your people's house.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm all right. But let me grab this anyway.
See, that's the thing. Like I was saying, like it was things when I got arrested, it seemed like everything went wrong on that day for me to get arrested. I did things that I didn't usually do. Why do you think that is? Like,
I don't know. I guess that's God, or like I said, it's just intuition. You know, we always talk about women got intuition. Yeah. Men has intuition too.
And you were saying you was feeling funny.
I felt weird. As soon as I got off the Imperial Freeway, I just felt something. It's like a breeze hit you.
Yeah.
Like, wow, what was that?
Yeah.
Or somebody not there visually tapping you on your shoulder or something.
Right.
You know.
Tell us about that day.
Well, it was a pretty good day.
No, that day when you got out. When you knew
the day I got out, I was
when you found out you was getting out.
Well, I had an interview. I had what you call a courtroom hearing in prison. They put me on a screen.
Right.
I didn't get out through the prison. I got out through the courts. 1170. They letting out all guys that done over 20 years under the 3-strike law. They're giving you, what they're doing is they petition your records from the prison, and they looked at my record, and I had finished school. I took classes, criminal thinking, anger management. I took a group of AA, NA. I did everything you could think of to get a certificate to show that I want to come home. I'm not the guy that came in.
Right.
Then I'm a different person now, and I'm older. And I believe, and when I had that hearing, the judge, tears just rolled down my eyes. It was like I said, my heart. It was like I couldn't really believe that this was happening to me after 27 years.
Right.
That they're allowing me and giving me an opportunity to state my case and to get out of that prison after almost 30 years.
Right, and that's crazy because you basically, my little 15 years, you done doubled me up.
Yes.
And that 15 was like, man, I felt like, man, that was like the most of my life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm 59.
Right.
So that was most of my life.
Yeah.
So, yes, again, we had an interview on the screen, and the judge, he never looked at me. He never looked at my face. The whole time he talked, he had his head down, and he said, Mr. Godfrey, I'm very impressed with your record. We have examined your records, and we feel that we have identified you as an individual who we're recommending to be resentenced.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I had reached that point after being in there so long, because I really believe, because I had been to the Board of Prison Terms, and they denied me. Right. And I was doing everything because I couldn't speak the language they wanted me to speak.
Right.
And they denied me. So, thanks to God, they wrote me a letter and said, that the judge has identified you as an individual who they're recommending to be resentenced.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I came home. And again, he never looked at me. He just said, "Mr. Godfrey, today is your lucky day." I said, "It's really past luck." You know, just what I'm saying to myself.
Right.
But I was crying, you know, I felt, it was just so many emotions, man, that came over me. You know, the officers that was in there, because it was two of them, in case I acted fool or knocked the screen over or flip out. And he patted me on the shoulder. He said, "Bro, it's going to be all right. Go on, let it out, man. I understand." Man, I was crying like a dog.
Tell us about your, I didn't mean to cut you off. Tell us about your transition being as a free man.
Well, I was blessed enough to go to a transitional home downtown called Amity Foundation. The judge recommended me to go down there, and I went there, and I was blessed enough to have a friend that was there, and he recommended me to go to Farmer John's right there on Vernon, which is affiliate of Smithfield's Food. It's a hog farm, and they cut bacon, ham, barbecue. And I went there, and they hired me in 10 days. I filled out the application, and she asked me, have I been to prison before? I told her yes. And they still hired me because they needed the labor. So by me getting out, having that job, which I don't have now, I was blessed enough to be able to support myself, to do some things for my family, to save some money at that time. But now it's different. Now that I've transitioned to Vegas, I'm searching for employment. But it was beautiful, man. I was able to go home on the weekends. They was allowing me to fly out here twice a month to see my my fiance. And you know, I was really blessed because I wasn't on parole. They put me on probation. I didn't believe all these things was happening to me. The judge said, "Man, you have done too much time." He wasn't the judge that sentenced me. He was the new judge that was in Torrance that was reviewing 1170D cases. So like he said, they identified me. I was on the list, obviously, because I've done too much time.
So you really feel like you came out of there mentally stable, like you?
Well, you know, like she say, my mom, you know, I'm a hyper person. I'm ready to go do something now, as far as let's go, you know, go walking or something. You know, but I done showered. I don't want to shoot no ball today or swim. But I believe that coming out of there, yes, it changed me. It coming out here, transitioning to society, I'm just able to see the world in a different light now, in comparison to me then. And I don't think that way now. See, a lot of people say, "Hey, man, you know, you really changed." People don't change. People change the way they think. I've changed the way I think. I don't think like that no more. That criminal stuff and all that, that's not in my psyche now. Because I have people that's dependent on me, like you. You know?
And you got to be able to sleep at night.
Absolutely. I just can't see myself getting into trouble again. I just can't see it. I'm off parole, off probation. They exonerated my record because I didn't have a homicide and I didn't physically do anything to anyone. And they also have these things with child molesters that you have to get on a list and you have to be registered. So I have none of that in my past.
In your past.
And in my future.
In your future.
So I don't have to, so my record has been sealed. So it's like now when I go apply for a job, it wouldn't pop up that I've done all this time. It's over with. I'm done. I'm actually a free man sitting here.
A free man.
Actually, I am.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, listen, we just stretched this video out. We on 18 minutes right now. What's your Cash App?
My Cash App is WIFEEHNUWNU.
Wifey, HNUWNU.
Yes, sir.
Wifey with 2 E's.
Yes, it is.
WIFEEHNUWNU. Hey, y'all look out. Hey, no amount is too small.
Yes.
27 years served. No amount is too small. I'm going to put this Cash App up on the screen. Y'all look out for Mr. Darnell Godfrey. 27 years served on the 3-strike law.
Yes, sir.
On the 2 ounces of weed in a legal gun. Less than 2 ounces of weed in a legal gun, 27 years.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can't get no better than this. You know what I mean? For all you young people out there, this is a prime example of what not to do.
Yes.
What not to do. Prison ain't for you. Prison ain't for none of us.
No.
You know what I'm saying? My pleasure, brother.
Thank you, man. I
All
appreciate
right.
you guys.
Mr.
God
Darnell,
bless
God.
you. Thank you. And all I can say is, just keep hoping and keep your faith and move forward in your life and enjoy your life. And every day is important. Every day is a blessing when you wake up and breathe air. God bless.
And one more thing. I'm going to be interviewing him again. We're going to get to some more in-depth in-prison stuff.
Yes.
We're gonna get all the way into it.
I have a
He
variety.
right around the
of it.
corner from me, y'all. He right around the corner from me. He gonna be on the show quite often. All right, we're gonna get into that jail, that prison stuff. We're gonna get all the way into that. All the gangs, all the violence, all the homosexuality, everything that got to do with prison.
And the mental illness.
And the mental illness.
It is bad in there.
Oh, I keep telling people about the mental illness.
It is bad.
I keep telling people about
That
the
is
mental
really
illness.
an issue that I think the majority of the world is going through.
Right.
Because, again, that COVID really changed people, I believe. I believe that COVID really made people that had an illness even worse.
Even worse.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is from Indicted to Invited, Mr. Darnell Godfrey. You know what I mean? We're going to be having him on the show a lot more. And we appreciate y'all. And y'all have a nice day.
Thank you.